everyone, welcome to another Two Hearts Tarot. This is a general love reading. It's timeless for all signs. It is a reading to get the message out to whoever needs to hear it in love. I typically do this side as you, the viewer, and this side as your partner, but roles can definitely be reversed. So yeah, as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, check out the description box below. I'll link you to a reading just like this. And if you would like to win a Morgan-GREER Tarot in a 10, this deck right here, check the description box below. When I reach 2,000 subscribers, I will have a drawing. So let's get on to it. So I have your energy, your partner's energy, and let's get the mutual energy here. So what brings you two together? What tears you guys apart? Whoa, whoa. Okay, this is just a side message. We have juggling, and then we have sex. So maybe some incompatibility in the bedroom. I don't know. That might be a message for someone. And what is the outcome? So what brings you two together? What tears you two apart? And what is the outcome? One more time, one more round. What brings you two together? What tears you guys apart? Come on, come on, come on. And what is the outcome? Love, love will tear us apart again. Okay. So where is your current energy? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. This can mean a bunch of different things. It can mean third-party situations. It can mean friends getting in the way, a little nosy gossip. You should do this. Girl, what are you doing? You know, he don't deserve you, blah, blah, blah. It can mean drinking. So let's see if it means anything. Your current energy is the Three of Wands. So you are waiting for something. You are waiting for something better, something more, something like it can't just be this, right? Like there's got to be something more. There's got to be, you want growth in your life. You want expansion. You want new horizons. You want to chart new territory, embark on new adventures. So let's see, what's in your thoughts position, your thoughts and feelings. We have Judgment reverse. So you could be feeling like you aren't making the progress that you would like you aren't reaching that next level up. You aren't reaching that, level of ascension, that level of enlightenment. It's like you're longing for more, and you know, maybe you have the Three of Wands. It's like we have the Ace of Wands, which came up at the start, remember? We have the Ace of Wands, which is that spark of inspiration. It's that like being turned on. That's why I said sex, right? But it doesn't have to be sex. But it's just being like ignited, right? And then we get to the Two of Wands, and that's putting your inspiration into action, right? So you have made the actions, you have made the plans, executed the plans, and now we get to the Three of Wands, where you wait on a return for the plans that you put into motion. So you may be thinking and feeling like you should be further along in your progress than you are now, right? You should be, you know, you're longing for something more, and you feel like you have done the work to get to a place where there should be something more, right? So let's see what's in your past position. We have the Two of Cups, sweet, sweet. So it's not like you have a genuine love connection. You have someone you care about who cares about you, someone who has respect and admiration for you, mutual affection. You guys see eye to eye. You guys are on the same wavelength. If you are not with someone now, or excuse me, or you are separated, then you have definitely had your fair share of good luck in the past. You have definitely had these connections where you just click, where you just get each other and you meet each other on that wavelength. So let's see, how do you see your partner? This could also be, I'm being called to say for some of you, you may not have a partner in your life right now. Like you could be like single as a dollar bill. And right when I said that, we get the Hermit. The Hermit can indicate being single. It can indicate this like spiritual quest. And so for those of you who that message resonates with, it's like you have had great love in your life and you feel like there's something more, but right now you might be in a place where you are going on this spiritual quest, where you are like exploring your soul, getting to know yourself, because these two cards are cards about exploration. These two cards are about like finding oneself, exploring new territories, and getting new information. We have Virgo energy, by the way. It doesn't have to be, but if it resonates, hey. But if you do have a partner in mind, if you are in a connection, or if you have a crush or are separated from someone, whoever you're thinking of, like if you're not single, then this is someone who is a little shy. I also see the Hermit as Cancer sometimes too, like a hermit crab, right? And they retreat, and yeah. But, so you may see your person as a little shy, someone who is a little withdrawn, someone who is introverted, but they are a very spiritual person, and they aren't really very reactive. They want to go within and like commune with God and find out the answer, like the higher answer, right? Instead of just sort of relying on everyone's ego that's like bouncing off of each other. So yes, for those of you who are completely single, then that's going to be some of your energy and the energy you're bringing in, right? You may feel like, you are wanting to embark on these new adventures, wanting something more for your life, wanting to level up in your love life. And you may have this idea like the one is out there and they're searching for me too, right? And if you don't have that idea, then maybe that's a good way to look at this situation, right? Like there's no need to stress about how it's never going to happen, just knowing that your person is on their path and they're sort of on their way to you, right? You guys are both on a journey, and one day your paths will converge. But yes, if this is someone who you are connected with, there might be, I do sense separation, because the Hermit is that retreat, right? The Hermit, and it doesn't even have to be like a full-on breakup. It can just be like taking time out for oneself, while you're still in a relationship. And I like recommend that with any couple, because how can we be 100% for our partner if we don't know ourselves, right? And even if we knew ourselves getting into the relationship, we still need to, like, we always change. So we still need that time with ourselves, that alone time, to understand ourselves so that we can come to our partners 100% as we change throughout life, right? So if that resonates with you, then let's get on to your partner. If it doesn't resonate with you, this is not your message. You can catch me next Friday and the Fridays before. I know I try to get it out on Friday. Sometimes it doesn't always happen, but Friday-ish. I'm going to try to be more consistent. But yes, these messages are always very unique, very different. And so I don't want to hold you hostage if the message isn't gelling with you. So now would be a good time to leave, but if it does resonate with you, let's get on to your partner. So where is your partner? We have the High Priestess reverse. So this can mean several things. This could mean that your partner right now is not at that level that you want, right? They're not that something more. They're not spiritually tuned in to the level of love that you need. They might be kind of a very 3D person, maybe even a skeptic or an atheist, or just doesn't believe in that stuff. But they may have a lot of doubts about connections in general, right? Think like soulmates are bullshit and all that stuff. But I'm being called to say that if that's the case, you know, if they think like soulmates are a load of crap, or religion is a load of crap, it could be some resentments held by some dogmatic beliefs within a very structured, organized religion, because the high priestess is more kind of airy-fairy, and the Hierophant is organized religion, and they're kind of pairs, right? But whenever we're not listening to our inner guidance, to our inner wisdom, that Holy Spirit, right? It can be because we had some bad blood in religious institutions, and so we're just sort of resentful of spirituality altogether, that we just throw the baby out of the bathwater, right? So your partner could be just sort of denying their spiritual self based off of, it could be anything, dogma, corruption, you know, organized religion isn't perfect. But, you know, there are some merits to it. But, you know, this person might be an all or nothing type of person. But in any case, they're skeptical. And I do think, like, it is healthy to question. But this person might be not questioning in this way. The hermit is a questioner too. But the hermit is still on a spiritual journey, right? The hermit is trying to gain understanding about spirituality. Whenever someone rejects spirituality, like thinks like it doesn't exist, or, you know, there's no higher power, there's no guiding force, there's no meaning to anything, they are holding some resentments about that world. And so it's not healthy skepticism, because they're not questioning through the eyes of anything is possible, right? The hermit can even sometimes be more of an agnostic figure, where it's like, well, maybe God exists, maybe they don't exist. But you know, when I see the high priestess reversed in this situation, this is making me think of someone who is just sort of bitter about that world, whether it's, you know, Jesus or crystals or any sort of like beliefs that they can't, you know, use the scientific method on or whatever. So that's for some of you. For others of you, your partner is in a place of releasing secrets, but let's get on to their thoughts and feelings and the rest of this to see what I'm picking up. But this is strong major arcana energy. We have 3 major arcana so far. The high priestess represents Pisces, doesn't have to be, but you know, if it resonates, great. What are their thoughts and their feelings? Yeah, they're very confused. The moon is also Pisces energy, can also be Cancer again, or Scorpio, but any sort of watery energy. But the moon is a lot of confusion. The moon is a card that shines a light on our shadow side, and whenever it's night, we only have like half, if all, of the illumination we have with the sun, right? It distorts the images at night. So like a little lizard can look like a big dragon, right? It talks about fears, it talks about doubts, worries, confusion, a lot of things going on under the surface, beneath the surface, that we can't quite pinpoint, that we can't quite understand, that we can't quite rationalize, right? And so they may be having this stirring of spirituality within themselves, but maybe they are rejecting that because they want something that's concrete. What the moon calls us to do is to use our intuition, because those lizards are going to look like dragons, right? So we have to sort of surmount our fear by knowing, you know, I'm safe, I'm protected, and sort of being guided by the mystery and the mystique of the moon, instead of being guided by our fears. And our fears are a result of what we know, and not trusting what we don't know, right? The moon is about illusions. It's about the unknown. having to use your intuition, right? Having to use this inner knowing, or else fears will bubble up. It's also a good practice. I'm getting really like spiritual in this. I didn't mean to, but I mean, if you're like wanting to embark in a new level of spiritual ascension, then hey, this is where it's going. Dang, what was I gonna say? Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought, y'all. A healthy, like they may have depression, anxiety. They may want to seek counselors for this. They may be like a little neurotic, just like in their head, right? If they are a skeptic, then they want to rationalize everything. So they may want to go to a professional who's very clinical. And I'm not dragging counselors. I think they're very helpful and needed in a lot of cases. I've been to them, going to them now. It's not anything to be ashamed about, or you know, I'm not knocking them for being too clinical or too like fact-based or anything, but I feel like maybe this person is relying on those hard-cut scientific answers, and as a result of neglecting their spiritual self, there's still this underlying emotional confusion within them bubbling up under the surface, because they're denying that spiritual self. And like one of the, like a healthy emotional intelligent thing to do is to give your worries to a higher power, right? If you cannot control the situation, if there's no need to worry, then it is really smart emotionally to hand it over to God, to hand it over to something that you trust, right? So even for skeptics, there are really practical reasons for believing in higher powers, for believing in something more, and they're not seeing that right now. Everything's very fearful to them. So let's see what is in their past. Yeah, it's like refusing to see. With this blindfold, the Two of Swords is a card about needing to make a choice, and they refuse to make a choice. What I'm feeling is they're refusing to choose anything spiritual, right? They're like blocking it out, like covering their ears, like la 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 la, I can't hear you, right? It reminds me of, I had a friend, very dear friend. Whenever we were growing up, we were sort of like the witch squad, and she used to read palms. She was really good at it, and she's definitely into astrology. Even now she kind of like plays with it, but she kind of turned more like skeptical over the years, and when her mother passed away, she would have these dreams about her mother contacting her from the dead, and it would make her really upset because it was something she couldn't control, right? She can control things that are like scientifically proven, but she can't control this sort of like other realm, outer worldly thing. So in their past, you know, maybe they were fearful of those spiritual experiences because it's something beyond their control, and if they just put a blindfold on it, then they can control that, right? They can like block out any like differing opinion and just sort of like have tunnel vision with things that are concrete and that they know to be true. So how do they see you? We have the Chariot reverse, so they see you not moving forward. This is more Cancer energy, Cancer here. They see you not moving forward. They see you stuck. They might feel like, oh, this fool. This fool for being so blind. God isn't real. I know the truth. So that might be where you differ. Like you've had these spiritual experiences where you know, like you can rely on that higher power and your inner wisdom and the like deeper meaning of things, but how your partner sees you is sort of like stuck in the Stone Age. Sorry, I don't mean to like laugh if this is like a genuine disagreement, but you know, the Chariot is a card about a guy who is riding a carriage out from civilization into the wilderness, right? And it's funny because we have like sort of a wilderness card here, but the Chariot is riding out of a town, riding out of civilization to everything he's always known, into a new frontier, right? Which is essentially what you want to do, but they kind of feel like you are believing in these antiquated ideas, right? Like staying in those civilizations where it proved that religion and spirituality was corrupt, where it proved that religion and spirituality had its flaws, where it proved that religion and spirituality caused, you know, people to do bad things, and you're like stuck in the old ways. But like in reality, you're actually moving forward. You're actually like wanting something more. You're actually wanting new frontiers. They just like, they're having a hard time seeing it from your perspective right now. So definitely, if this side doesn't, cut out on me. Yeah, if both of these sides resonate, let's get on to your mutual energy. So what brings you guys together is the Empress reversed. So the Empress reversed is the ultimate mother, ultimate wife, ultimate domestic goddess. You may, whoever the feminine is in this relationship, I typically think of the feminine as this side and the masculine as this side, just because I have more viewers who are women. But whoever represents the feminine characteristic the most, you may be sort of against the norm of what normal women are. Like they might really like how sort of progressive you are in that way, right? Like feminist, or you know, doesn't want to get married, doesn't want to have kids, and sort of like independent and not even, I mean, career could be a highlight in your life, and they definitely admire that, but just like worldview, traveling, you know, with this Three of Wands, there's definitely like wanting to explore new horizons. But you may just be the type of person who sees more for your, like wants more for yourself in life than what might be expected of you as this feminine energy, right? And even like, you know, I'm seeing we have at the bottom of the deck this Three of Cups, and I talked about friends, and then there's definitely this like wanting something more for, in your space, right? So I feel like even with your friends, you might get a little annoyed that like they're always talking about guys, they're always talking about just sort of like lower level gossipy, you know, who do you have a crush on now? Who are you dating now? Why aren't you dating? You're so hot. He don't deserve you. I don't know, just like sort of, it's like a little tired of women who don't pass the Bechdel test. If you don't know what the Bechdel test is, it's a thing in movies where the rules are that two female characters have to, oh, I'm butchering this already. Two female characters have to talk about something that's not related to men for like more than 5 minutes or something like that. But basically, it's like you guys are both attracted to each other because you have this expansive mind. You have this broader worldview, that you're not sort of stuck in the muck and the mire of traditional relationships, traditional paradigms. And, you know, your person might be grateful that you're not someone pressuring them into marriage or pressuring them into kids. You're just sort of like, let's take it as it goes. Let's have fun. Let's explore life, right? And so that's what brings you guys together, is sort of this unconventional view of women and how to be a woman. So what tears you guys apart? We have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles talks about investments, maybe what you guys are investing your time in. You know, you might be investing your time in spirituality. They may be investing their time, you know, in more fact-based things, as we covered. The Seven of Pentacles is also a card about waiting. So there's two waiting cards here. So what tears you guys apart is, you know, perhaps this longing for something more. And it's interesting because this person is looking this way, this person is looking this way, and so they're out of the connection, right? They're sort of have this sort of grass is always greener on the other side feeling about them. So what tears you guys apart is like waiting for bigger things, right? Maybe not appreciating the growth, not appreciating the progress. Like if it's small or incremental. I'm hearing 7 years. This Pentacles represents years, and you guys might have been together for 7 years. Maybe you guys started out you know, a happy couple, but maybe you're going on different paths. I don't know. Got that in the last 2 hearts reading I did. Was not expecting these messages, but it's always cool because each message is unique. So let's get on to your outcome. We have the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is a burden. The 10 of Wands is like, it is a finish line card. It's like you're almost to the end of the finish line. But I am wondering, sorry, but I'm wondering for what? If you're in a connection, I feel like maybe you do need to sort of go on this, you know, soul searching thing. You know, even if it's just a little bit of separation, just to like find yourself, like I said, you know, still being together, but just needing some time apart, because I feel like I feel like very tedious. This is very tedious. If you're single, what I would suggest is not investing your time into people who do not, who are definitely not on your worldview. I'm not saying like don't date anyone who is, I'm not saying only date people who think exactly like you and believe exactly the same things you do. That's impossible, and it's dumb, because the reason why we have relationships is sort of to break us out of our own mold, humble us, challenge us, and, you know, either change our perspective or reinstate our own beliefs. But I feel like with this group, you might be going on dates with people who are like diametrically opposite with you, and there's no future, and it's very like challenging and burdensome on everyone, because you can't agree on what to believe. And you know, part of beliefs, like your belief in love is important, so how you believe in a higher power is also important. We can't see God, we can't see love either, right? So it makes a lot of difference when two people have such a stark contrast in how they believe, right? So I'm going to get some clarifiers. You can join me on Patreon for $2 a month. You'll get access to you get early access to videos. You'll also get extendeds for this. So we're going to do an extended reading. I just want to say that The Sun in this deck, it's two people who are looking face to face, and this is like the same here, right? They're face to face and they have that deep soul connection. They can see each other on a soul level. Whenever this is reversed, it's like you guys are not seeing eye to eye right now. You're not seeing each other on a soul level. So let's see in the extended how we can mitigate this. Should you stay? Should you go? I don't know. And if you're single, you know, I would suggest maybe like giving up something like Tinder and trying something more like meetup groups that are like belief related, right? So let's see, what do I want to clarify? I want to clarify Judgment up here. 3 cards, please. I want to clarify 7 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. One more shuffle. 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. And I want to clarify this Moon up here. What are the emotional problems? What are they not seeing? 3 cards, please, for the Moon. One more shuffle. Also going to get some oracle cards. Bear with me. Sorry for the weird sound. My dog, there's fireworks going off and she's snuggling by me. She's scared. So we're going to do an oracle card for you, an oracle card for your partner, and then the mutual energy. An oracle card for you. Okay. How much clearer can Spirit get? Good God, sometimes tarot, it's crazy. So yeah, this is talking about your solo journey, like spending time within yourself to reflect and going on, you know, a spiritual quest for yourself that no one else can come along with you on. So let's get your partner and then the mutual energy. One more shuffle. Okay, so if you join me over on Patreon for just $2 a month, then you can see the extended to this. If this is where I leave you, it was a pleasure. Got a lot, it was a different reading, right? I wasn't expecting it. But I love you very much. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye.